It's a trip that began with celebrations marking Poland's first democratic elections 25 years ago and will end on Friday with ceremonies in Normandy commemorating the 70th anniversary of D-Day. But sandwiched in between is the grim reality of 21st century tensions and the battle over Ukraine, once a cornerstone of the former Soviet Union. Dogged by criticism of being too passive on the world stage, US President Barack Obama pledged his country's support for Poland and the former Soviet states, saying they will, quote, never stand alone. And he vowed that the United States and its allies will, in his words, not accept Russia's occupation of Crimea or its violation of Ukraine's sovereignty. Underscoring that commitment, Mr. Obama unveiled plans to beef up America's military presence in the region. For more on all of this, we turn now to CCTV's Jack Barton. He joins us from Brussels. And Jack, the G7 summit has just ended. All the leaders there addressing the media. Anything new come out of this meeting?
Not really, no. We had some small new details, on environment in the US, emission reductions. We heard from Britain and some other European leaders they want to start prosecuting jihadists, European jihadists who travel to Syria and then come home, but really on the big issues, on energy security, on the crisis in Ukraine and the tensions with Russia. We heard an awful lot of tough talk. We heard, again, reiterations from Barack Obama and David Cameron that they wanted Russia to rein in militias in the east of the country, to stop providing support, either weapons or financial support, and to engage with the government in Kiev or face the risk of tougher sanctions. But really, these are things that we've been hearing over the past few weeks. When we look into the detail, we didn't actually hear anything new today.
Right, Jack, as you say, tough words from David Cameron and Barack Obama. But are all countries on either side of the Atlantic on board when it comes to imposing more sanctions on Russia?
There is an agreement that if this situation can't be resolved within the coming weeks, if it escalates, there should be more sanctions. Where the real division is on what those sanctions should be and how tough they should be. The US has been pushing for sanctions that really target key sectors of Russia's economy, like the finance sector, the energy sector, to go beyond simple travel bans and asset freezes on individuals, the sort of sanctions we've seen so far. But many European countries, they're very economically tied to Russia. Germany, France, we've seen Germany's trade with in the last quarter with Russia fall by about 13%. They've really been feeling the pinch in a number of ways. Their automotive industry, key to their exports, is also very much tied in with a lot of manufacturing and production in Russia. They're very concerned. They want to tread more carefully. And so what we've got now is the US saying, well, we still want to push forward with sanctions if this situation deteriorates, but we're going to remain in lockstep with Europe when it comes to those sanctions. So certainly, if you were sitting in the Kremlin right now interpreting all of this, you would have to think that whatever those sanctions are, if they are to come, they would have to be quite mild, quite similar to the ones that we've already seen.
Right. The president, while in Europe, also talking about a $1 billion boost to beef up U.S. military in Europe. Where will that money be used? I mean, he hasn't got the money already. Congress has to vote on that. But if and when he gets it, where will the money go?
No, the idea of the money is to use it on rotating U.S. forces in conjunction with other NATO forces through Poland, not stationing them there permanently. It's to have more planes, more naval vessels in the Baltic, along that periphery, and just to get more personnel coming through, training and being temporarily stationed there. Now, the reason that is because countries like Germany don't want a large permanent US troop presence in the former Eastern Europe. They say that will provoke Russia, so that's something they don't want. At the moment, they think the US is being too hawkish on this issue, so this is a sort of a compromise. It still falls short of what Poland would like to see. Poland would like more money, a bigger effort, and certainly more NATO forces from other countries in Europe sending their forces over there to be permanently stationed. So what we have here is less than what Poland wants. It's more than what the other EU countries want, and it's a suitable compromise for the US.
Jack, President Obama met with the incoming Ukrainian President, Petro Poroshenko. What kind of assurances did the US leader give the Ukrainian leader?
Well, it was big on show, little on detail. Essentially, he said there should be more solidarity economically and politically with Ukraine. More attempts should be made to stabilize the country in conjunction with other European partners. But what we didn't really get was a lot of detail. What this really seemed to be about was the leader of the United States standing shoulder to shoulder with the new leader of Ukraine in a very clear show of solidarity. They were trying to send a message here, and I'm sure, that is something that they will feel at this point that they have succeeded in doing.
Okay, Jack, thanks a lot. Jack Barton there reporting from Brussels. We are going to take a break right now. When we come back, with the G7 standing united, what's next in the standoff with Russia over Ukraine? That's coming up when the heat continues. Stay with us.